Alright, so you probably clicked on this video here because my last video, most likely it triggered you in some way, form, or fashion. And boy, let me tell you, you went crazy in those comments. I love it because it's good conversation, man, to have, and I appreciate you guys. Also, shout out to all of y'all, man, who've been subbing to the channel lately because y'all been, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, y'all been going crazy. We might actually hit that 100K subs sooner than I thought we would. Shout out to all of y'all, man, it's much love. But today's video, I wanna actually set the record straight on why the PlayStation Portal is literally gonna be legit and why you guys should just stop hating on it so much. Also, I'm gonna be clearing up some of the questions that you guys also had in that video about it for the people that are interested in buying one like myself before you guys actually put that pre-order in. And I'm also gonna be showing you towards the end of this video where you guys can actually go and pre-order yours right now. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now this first one here is about to get spicy, y'all, but we gotta talk about it, and that is the PlayStation Portal not having Bluetooth. Again, this one right here, I feel, is something, if you are a PS5 owner already, this was expected. This is why I say, watch out for those people out there that you guys are listening to who are chiming in on PlayStation family business, who are Xbox owners. And again, no shot to my Xbox homies out there. I got love for you, but again, your opinions on this matter is invalid. It's not valid in this conversation. Now, the reason I say this is because if you guys have been a PS5 owner like myself, and I've been one since the original launch date of it, then you guys already know that the PS5 only supports certain devices to be Bluetooth to the console in the first place. For example, you can only mainly Bluetooth a keyboard as well as a mouse to the PS5. But when it comes to, let's say, for example, let me grab them right here. Let's say, for example, you got some headphones like this, right? In order to Bluetooth these to it, you have to have a wireless dongle in order to actually be able to use them in that manner. Even when it comes to the Pulse 3D wireless headsets, which is their own, it's the same thing. Why would you guys actually be surprised for the PlayStation Portal to not act the exact same way? To me, this was expected because mainly most gamers out there are usually wired in anyway, which is exactly what those are, because you're gonna get way lower latency and just way more accurate and better audio experience, which is why, again, if you are a PS5 owner, then having the headphone jack on the controller, to me, let me grab the controller. Where did I put my controller? Is the way that you guys actually plug in. And on the PlayStation Portal, it's literally the exact same way, but instead just being plugged into the handheld console in itself. See, this is why I say if you are a PlayStation owner already, then you understand the moves that Sony is making with the handheld device. It's a mirror of the PS5's already working features just being extended to the handheld device. So to me, complaining about not having Bluetooth is null and void in my opinion. And when I get mine personally here in-house, I'll show you even more why this argument or complaint is just null and void. All right, another one of the biggest questions that you guys had from my previous video, and if you haven't seen that video and don't know what I'm talking about, it's a must watch. I'll have it down in the description section below as well as right up here on the card for you to check out later in this video. But the question was, do you have to have a PS5 in order for you guys to be able to use the PlayStation Portal? Or can you just actually use it with the PS3 or the PS4? And the answer to this question is yes and no. Now, let me go ahead and explain. Before, I thought as long as you guys had a PS3 and above, you'll be able to use it. But unfortunately, y'all, that's not the case. In order for you guys to be able to use the new PlayStation Portal, you must have a PS5. It will not work with the PS3 or PS4. But I know a lot of people out there might actually see this as a bad thing, but for me, I don't. The reason being is because, think about it, y'all. The PS3 as well as the PS4, although, don't get me wrong, those were great consoles. I got a crazy amount of hours in on that God of War in those consoles, but they are somewhat dated technology when you guys compare it to something like a PS5 that I got here behind me. And I'm sure with the PS5, it was actually planned and built to be able to handle a better connection when using something like this new PlayStation Portal. Because when we're talking about the PS3 as well as the PS4, I mean, let's be honest here. One came out in November of 2006 and the other one came out in November of 2013. I'll let y'all just go ahead and do the math on, you know, how long ago that's been. But but if you're not quick with it, I got you. At least it's coming up on here in like 10 years from the 2013 version and then 17 years old from the 2006 version. And I'm sure back then, Sony probably didn't even have the PlayStation Portal on their radar at that time. But if we fast forward to today's time with the creation of the PS5, I'm sure the PlayStation Portal is the first integration of many things to come when they were building out as well as designing the PS5. So think about it. When it comes to the PS5, we've already gotten a Pro controller that's come out with this. They've gotten some wireless earbuds that's getting ready to come out. Another set of gaming headphones that's going to come out. They've also got a new monitor that they've came out with this PS5. And now we're getting an entire handheld portable device as well. So if you think about the progression of stuff that they've already come out with, this is just another step in the direction of what Sony is doing when it comes to products that they're integrating with the PS5. So I personally believe the PlayStation Portal is literally the first step into PlayStation stepping into that handheld portable space in today's world, because I know they already done had portable handheld devices, but I'm talking about today with the current gen system that we got. And we're gonna talk about that more here, but I wanna know if you guys agree with me or not. Now, the next thing that I saw was a huge topic or question in the comments, and that was connectivity. So let's just go ahead and break down this into two different parts of Wi-Fi connectivity speeds needed, and can you actually be anywhere in the world and actually play this, or do you have to literally stay home and be on your home network in order for you guys to play it? The first part is about the fast Wi-Fi speeds that you guys need in order to be able to use and play this console. The PlayStation Portal remote player requires at least a Wi-Fi broadband internet connection of 5 megabits per second just to use it. However, I do got a feeling that might actually give you some issues, because let's be honest, that Wi-Fi speed of 5 megabits per second is honestly pretty low. But I guess if you think about it on the flip side, it's actually a good thing, because those speeds are really accessible for a lot of people, making the barrier of entry a whole lot easier. But in order for you guys to get the best and most smooth experience, you will need at least 15 megabits per second of Wi-Fi speeds. Now, here in my home, I do have gigabit speed, so that shouldn't even be an issue for me. And when it comes to your PS5, you will need it connected as well to a broadband internet connection that I got right here behind me. And it must also be either powered on completely, or it must be in rest mode, which is mainly what I keep mine in most of the time. And it must be already paired to your PlayStation Portal when you guys get it, which is going to be done when you guys set it up initially anyway. So you're just going to have to do that one time. So I hope this actually clears up like any confusion that you guys might have around this portal, because I saw some of you guys were upset because the PlayStation Portal has to be connected to Wi-Fi or an internet connection for you guys to play it, which to me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, was kind of dumb to even bring up, because I was like, how else do you expect to play it? Like, why is that an issue? Like, when you guys play the PS5 console here behind me, it has to also be connected to Wi-Fi or connected in as well. So like, why is the PlayStation Portal being connected an issue all of a sudden? I just gotta say this, when I saw those comments, I was like, now look, y'all just fishing to find something wrong with this system to complain about, because to me, I think it's perfect for true PlayStation 5 owners who enjoy gaming. And now we're gonna have the ability to be able to take our PlayStation gaming without all the confusion of some other handheld PC-like consoles. Because trust me, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I like those, but those can be confusing at times. See, I feel like PlayStation like to keep it like Apple, right? They straight to the point, no confusion, easy to pick up and just use it, and then that's it. Now, the second part of this question that you guys were asking is, can it actually be played anywhere? And the answer to that is yes. It does not have to only be on your home Wi-Fi network in order for you guys to be able to use it. So let's say, for example, that I have my PS5 right here that's behind me. I leave it here and I've got it in rest mode. And then let's say I go take a trip somewhere either overseas or I'm halfway across the country. As long as I have a Wi-Fi connection of 5 megabits per second and above, then you can access the PS5 that's right here behind me from literally anywhere in the world. So I hope that helps answer that question. Now, I do understand that the PlayStation Portal is not all sunshine and rainbows. Now, one thing I do have to mention that I feel is an honest and just valid concern with the PlayStation Portal, and that is stick drift, and let me explain. Now, this controller right here that you guys see, if you guys don't know, this is the PlayStation DualSense Edge Pro controller that Sony recently came out with, and one positive thing that I like about this controller is the fact that I can swap out these joysticks. So I can just release this piece right here. I can pull this off, and then I got this nice little lever here, and I can easily be able to just slide out the joystick, right? With that being said, one concern that I'm hoping that we don't get on that Portal is the infamous controller stick drift, because if that's the case, then the fact that those controllers are actually mounted onto the screen, then if you get that, then it's a wrap, because you don't get to swap out those joysticks like you do on a DualSense Edge Pro controller. Now, again, I gotta be honest with y'all. I do feel like this would have made this system just crazy elite and just future-proofed it. Now, am I still gonna be getting it and just testing it out? Absolutely, because let's be honest, we don't know. They could have actually fixed the whole stick drift issue on that system, since it's like DualSense Edge controllers cut in half. So, you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, when it comes to playing games on this system here, you will still have to have the games installed on your system in order for you guys to be able to play it. Or you can just go through the cloud gaming as well, that's also ran through your system. Now, just to clear things up, if you have the digital PS5 edition that I have, then any games that you guys download, you will be able to play it just by picking up the PlayStation Portal, and then boom, you're gonna be good to go. But just so you guys know, if you have the PlayStation 5 disc version, you will still have to already have the disc inside of the console in order for you guys to be able to play it, which is the reason why I think the digital version of the PS5 is the wave and just the way to go, because having to deal with physical discs anymore, to me, I just feel like in 2023, just not the way. And even when you guys get the disc, they still make you actually download it to your system anyway, which is still like weird to me that they make you do that. But yeah, if you guys got the digital version, whatever is already downloaded to your system, you just got to pick it up and you're gonna have access to it right away. And the physical one, you will still need to put the disc into the system first before you guys can actually play it on the PlayStation Portal. Now, another thing a lot of you guys out there were saying is that PlayStation should have just made a PS Vita 2. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that would have been a fire and dope idea in 2023, but you also have to remember that the PlayStation Vita was a failure of a product for many reasons, and we won't get into that here in this video, but if you know, then go ahead and comment down below. But what you guys need to know is that it did not sell as good as you think. Now, if we fast forward to the PS5 that has sold over 40 million units to date, that is an insane amount of consoles that are in people's homes. So think about this. If you were the owner of Sony and you had a console or a product that is in that many homes and you have that many fans who love your console and use it frequently, why wouldn't I want to create a device such as a PlayStation Portal that would cater to those people? And this is why I believe that the PlayStation Portal will sell well, because most people who have PlayStations want the freedom already to be able to just walk outside of their room, go outside or whatever, and be able to play their video games without having to be tied to their TV. I personally don't care about being able to play games offline and all of that. Why? Because I'm buying this knowing that this is an extension of my already PS5 system that I already have and I love. So there are no complaints from me on that, because I already know what I'm getting myself into. And this is why I say, guys, you gotta stop listening to the people who are just hating on a product just because it's like the trendy or the cool thing to do, but instead look at why this product was actually created, because it ain't to cater to the people who ain't even in the PlayStation ecosystem to begin with. Like I said in my last video, and I'll say it right here, they standing outside the club and they can't even get in. Like, it's exclusive over here. But overall, y'all, I hope this cleared up any doubt that you guys might have had about the PlayStation Portal, so that way you guys can make a more clear decision versus just listening to the people just hate on this console, like literally for no reason. Like, think about it, y'all. Like, bruh, they don't even have it yet or even played it yet, and they already passing crazy judgment on it. Like, I'm personally looking forward to this, as well as the earbuds, as well as the headset, and the whole ecosystem of products that they're coming out with, so that way I can show you all how well it works, how you guys are going to use it, and all of that when I get my hands on it. But if you guys found this video helpful, go ahead, y'all, sub to the channel, because your boy, you know, we almost at that 100K mark, and I want to see if we can get everybody who's watching this video right here. Let's just run a whole subathon right now, man. Let's go crazy. And also go crazy on that like button too. Let's get this video out there. See y'all in the next one. Squad. Go get the dang on system. The link down below.